So my name is Margherita. I like to say the last name because very proud Italian heritage background. This is my third child, Missy, who's the love of my life and the boss of the house. I'm a proud feminist, woman with a disability, lesbian, and live in the western suburbs of Melbourne, where all the migrants migrated when they first came to Australia. And my mother migrated in '59 from Sicily, and she fell pregnant on the boat coming to Australia. So when she arrived, she was voluntarily pregnant with me. She wasn't married, so she had to put me up for adoption. In those days, if there were anything medically wrong with the child, they couldn't be adopted. So I was made a ward of a state for 18 years. In the orphanage, I really denied my ethnic background. I think if we can honestly talk about the 60s being not so great in regards to accepting of people from cultural communities. And it wasn't until I left the orphanage, tracked my family background, and had a conversation with my mother some years later by phone. Really understood then just how difficult it was for my mother in those days. And then made that decision in my life that it's really okay being from an Italian background. And really started to earn and acknowledge that that's a part of me, it always has been. So it's been a lovely journey to where I am now, because that's a part of me that it's taken almost up until now to come to terms with. I mentioned I'm a woman of colour, but I also have a disability. So, okay, I have I'm short-statured with a dwarfism condition. So I was born with it. Believe it or not, that was the easiest intersectional background for me to come to terms with, because I was born with that. I pretty much came to terms with quite young in life. I keep forgetting that I'm only 4 foot nothing in height until people remind me that I am short. Another intersectional lens. This journey was a little bit different, and my sexuality, I think, reflected from coming to terms with it was my institutional upbringing, my being brought up by nuns in the Catholic way. So I really struggled coming to terms with my sexuality based on exposure in those environments. I unfortunately did experience sexual abuse in some circumstances, and I think that's had an impact on my developing intimate relationships. When I did the Royal Commission for children with the sexual abuse, that I actually did a private hearing. And when I did that, I actually started to heal. And it was probably one of the most powerful things that I've done in my life. So now I'm excited around where I might go now in having a long-term relationship because of the healing I've done since coming out and confronting it. 2 years ago, in New York, I was asked to go to COS, which is the Convention of the State Parties, to the CRPD, which is the Convention of the Rights of People with Disabilities, PWDA and the DOPA, which is the Alliance, decided to put on a side event on LGBTIQA. And I got asked to tell my story and be on that panel. And I was kind of like, yep, okay, might be ready. And if I'm going to do it, that's probably a good place to do it. I went through using a couple of slides, and one of the slides I used was photo that was done of me by Belinda Mason for Intimate Encounters, where it was of me full frontal nude, that she did for the people with disabilities intimacy. And I showed that and I thought that's what it took for me to come out in public, to come to terms with my body image. That once I got through that and broke through that, then it was okay for me to be a lesbian. What's been really exciting about that journey is I now wear rainbow stickers and all of that. And I don't have to come out, it's just everybody knows, you know. It's much, but I think the other part to that too is I bring my whole self, not to everything that I do. I haven't been able to do that until up to 2 years ago. So that's how significant New York Cross was for me. It was a breaking point for that. Most people, and particularly young people, you know, and particularly women with disabilities, do get to a stage where the body image comes up all the time. Even if they're not talking about sexuality, the body image is a hot topic. For me, to encourage other women with disabilities who are struggling with their body image, find some way to break through. For me, it was about appearing in Intimate Encounters. When Belinda said, we're going to do your full frontal nude, the first thing I said, well, you have to tell me when. So I can go to the gym, so I can shave my legs, shave my armpits. And then I thought, I don't do that anyway. So, you know, but once I was flipped off, it was like, this is not so bad. And then when she showed the photo, it was shown for the first time at the Gay Games in Sydney, 2000. And there were people walking around and they come up and they walk past and say, nice bod. I go to it. Thank you. Okay. And those few little comments were like, I just got told I got a nice bod.